Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how I got my first patent when I was 14 years old. I would say to any young innovator out there that every single great product out there starts with one simple problem. My problem was that my dog, Comet, very lazy as he is, never likes to clean his paws after going for a walk. In 8th grade, I was forced to take my dog for a walk early in the morning, something that I hated doing at that age. It was about 20 minutes before the bus arrived, and I put on my nice clothes, my new shoes, and I headed to take Comet for a walk. While on the walk, Comet, as usual, stepped on all the puddles, stepped on all the mud splatters, and walked in the front of all the cars that are throwing water and wind in the air. Needless to say, when we returned back to the house, all his paws were wet and muddy, and now that we had carpeted floors, my parents made it my full responsibility to get his all 4 paws cleaned and ready before I went to school. Now this is where the challenge begins. I mustered my courage to drag Comet upstairs without getting any of his paws to touch the ground. Carrying an 80-pound dog at that age was not the most easy solution, but it was the only one I could think of. Next, when he was in the bathtub, I filled what we had. It was a handheld pet paw washer. I filled it with water and started cleaning each of his paws separately. While I was doing this, he thought it would be a funny idea to knock the dirty pool of water onto my clothes. Needless to say, I was late to school, and my parents did not blame Comet, they blamed me. Not only was I late to school, Comet also ran all across the house with his muddy paws, and it was left to me for the rest of the day to go and clean up after him. This was a problem that I faced in my own life. I didn't know how many other people face this problem internationally or even locally, but I knew that I faced it, and I knew that there has to be a solution that I can use to make this problem go away once and for all. Now comes to the solution. The solution, I would like to say I got it on my first try, but as usual, no one really gets anything on their first try. My first attempt was to create an automatic pet paw washer that could be handheld, doing one paw at a time. But the main problem that I realized in this is that this doesn't change anything. It still takes the same amount of time to clean his paws. There's still the risk that he can throw the water in my face again, and there's always that solution that never comes in the first try. My second idea was 2 paws. Instead of washing 1 paw at a time, I would wash 2 paws at the same time. Then I realized, what would Comet do in this situation? Well, he'll probably try to run away. And if both of his paws are locked into one device, then that just means he's going to fall on the ground, break his own legs, or break the invention altogether. So 2 paws would not work. My sister at the time suggested 3 paws. And needless to say, that idea was shut down very fast when we tried to implement this idea. So that left all 4 paws. How was I going to wash Comet's paws all at the same time, automatically, effectively, and efficiently? One idea was having a square contraption. I'll post an image up here of our first cardboard design. A square contraption that Comet will be able to walk his paws up to, will close the top, and it'll spray water, then spray soap, and then have a rinsing session, and then a drying session. What we soon to realize is that when having a full all 4 paws constrained in a device, most dogs will be alarmed, maybe even hesitant to get inside and try to resist this as much as possible. Then I realized what gets Comet to get subdued as fast as possible: cheese and treats. So then we added a small tray in the middle of the device that can be filled with whatever our dog's favorite treat is, whether it be apples, cheese, or treats, to keep the dog occupied while we're cleaning all 4 paws at the same time. Then came the issue of how to cover all 4 paws in a 360-degree angle. We came up with 3 nozzles on each side of the paw. That way we can cover the top layer, the bottom layer, and the feet of the paw in all 360 degrees without missing any sort of direction or size. Now came to coming up with a blueprint design. For a blueprint design, I designed this on Procreate. It took me about 2 to 4 hours to learn how to use Procreate, and then I used stencils of pre-existing dog washers and squares and stuff like that to create my own 3D design. Then we took this to our patent lawyer, Mr. Walter Tenzeka, and he was one of the only patent lawyers out of the 7 or 8 that we went to that believed that a 14-year-old's idea can make it into reality. We worked with him diligently for the next 6 months to try and come up with ideas, key points, and a good design that we can submit to the USPTO office. After 9 months of grueling test, retest, design, and redesign, we came up with a functioning idea that we can submit to the USPTO. I'll post a picture of what we used. It started off with a cardboard and hot glue, and we soon moved to using plastic and PVC pipes to show what we were trying to indicate. All this process started from one simple problem. I didn't know if this problem existed for others, but I knew it existed for myself. And that was enough for me to try and come up with a solution. This solution was far be it from a simple one. It took months and hours of work to try and come up with a solution that could actually work, from going from 1 paw to 2 paws to 3 paws to finally a 4-paw design. But at the end of the day, I could sit there and say I thought and I felt that this idea would not only save myself time, but save others time all over the world. This is when my first ever company was born at the age of 15 years old, Comzys LLC. Comzys is an innovative pet product company that hopes to create revolutionary products that changes the lives of pet and pet owners worldwide alike. If you wondered where this name came from, I can say but one thing. Every time I would scream at Comet to come back to his room, I would call him Comzy. And that name stuck with this brand since the very beginning. Now, Comzys LLC is working towards prototyping and crowdfunding this new product, and we need your help to make it happen. Now, with all of that being said, I will keep all of you updated on the progress of our prototype, and soon we will launch our Kickstarter or Indiegogo for our Comzys automatic pet paw washer, and we would like to see people all over the world save time, energy, and do this process efficiently, so no one else has to be late to school, late to work, throw their back out, or get hurt doing something like this ever again. Join us and revolutionize the world.